What is up? We're live.
So,
I noticed you have a lack of mustache.
I do. I shaved the mustache off. It's no longer here.
So
It's a
I
sad
want
day.
to start with Alan showing.
I thought you said something very different. I'm not sure it's appropriate to say, but it looks like you have a lack of lust and gash.
I have a lack of lust and gash as well
Things
today.
are rough. Things are rough in the brow.
Things
of
are
the
rough.
tonsil.
Things are rough.
But I want to start with the fact that I was so stunned because Alan had been telling me forever that he could not come and he was bummed that he couldn't come to the tournament. And then he shows up and is just like, hey, what's up? And hands me my unicorn bikes. And then literally I'm standing there and I'm pretty sure Alan took a lot more time getting his backstory for his fake character that he showed up with than he did with his army, for sure. She shows up and he's Dr. Martin von Sorstrom.
Dr. Martin Van Nostrand.
Sorry.
Also, Brad, double check real quick in Skype that your microphone is coming from your actual microphone and not your camera.
Can do.
Because you sound weird.
Sound weird?
Yeah.
I am trying not to sound weird. I will move my mic a little bit more on my face. How about that? Do
I
sound less
can't
weird?
tell. I can't tell if it fixed it or not. If Skype says you're on your microphone, you're good. Go ahead.
I am.
Okay, continue.
But so-
continue.
Brad,
Sorry.
can you change your voice so you don't sound so weird?
Hello, gentlemen. As I was saying, when Alan showed up, I was surprised. But so Alan shows up with fake tattoos on his arms, and then he's like, also, the doctor had a wild side, and goes, I've also got a fake chest tattoo. And then proceeds to give me like a, I don't know, 5-minute fucking backstory of all the things that the doctor has done and has feeling about 40K and life in general. And I'm like, did you spend as much time on this on your army as you did on this? He's like, not even close.
Not even
Like,
close.
I spent so much more time on the backstory than I did on this army.
I ended up playing 3 games in the total tournament, and I have 3 games of Chaos in 9th edition total. So it was fun. It was a good time. It showed in the results as well.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
We had good times. Oh, we've got the winner. We got the victor on right here. Tyler Moose DeVries is here with the still people sitting with the unhappiness that he put in their souls when the ponies and raiders came to town.
I have to get like
I'm loving it.
a pony sound effect on my thing over here. I need one of those.
It was actually funny because Tyler and I were sitting at my house and we were talking the night before, and we were trying to figure out not a way that he could win, but like, was there any scenario with the matchup he would have at the end? Could that guy figure out like some way to win? And I'm like, I don't, even if he tables you, I don't think he scores any points on that. It's just really difficult. So yeah,
Yep.
not good.
I'm loving it. I've been sharing for double horse lists.
Well,
Or
there's several
at least-
reasons for that, Mike. One of my opponents didn't give me a sportsmanship score because he left town after we played. Actually, 2 of my opponents.
Oops.
Yeah, so I got 0s for those instead of 5s. Appreciate that, Alan.
It's not like you would have won the event.
Ah,
You still lost
I got best
so.
general. Thank you very much.
because
I got
the
a new
actual
face.
best general won
Yeah.
overall.
Just for everyone that's listening, that's the second place.
The second
tournament.
place.
I mean,
Second
technically,
place.
I was 3rd place. I just had the most battle points.
Technically, he's like almost 3rd
Yeah.
place. Technically
TJ also
3rd.
didn't lose a game.
Technically 3rd.
TJ was submarining. I know he likes to hear that term a lot. So.
He's such a submariner. TJ like literally shows up to the event. And he's like, how do I not play the best players here? That's his goal. That's like what he tries to do. Everyone knows that. I'm being
Yeah.
sarcastic, by the way. I don't think Daniel knows I'm being sarcastic.
So guys, the list was pretty freaking nuts. It was unit of Eben Chalice Sisters with 3 Retributor squads with double Cherub, and then he brought all of the ponies, 3 9s, the command squads, the commanders. So he had all of the move on the horses, and then he brought the triple, the 3rd detachment of AdMech with 2 planes, 3 raiders, just to like he was basically like, I don't think people are going to be annoyed enough with me putting all these ponies in their face. I need something else that'll be irritating even after that. And you're like, how about 3 raiders and 2 planes? I like where his head's at.
Yeah. No, it was a really
I
good
did.
list. Really good list.
DJ's like, I'd give you a 0. From 1 to 5, what do I score? 0.
I would have
-2.
gave Brad a lot. He played a really good game, and I had a fun time. I had like three quality games actually, and then I got to wake up in my own bed the next day, which was awesome. By the way, the whole way
Wasn't it
home,
a
Brad.
5-game tournament or?
Oh yeah, I bolted. It's
Alan
either
played
first
an
place or
RTT,
not
everybody
first
else
place.
played a major.
So and then so it's 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I can come in for two more games tomorrow, and then drive home and like get a hotel room and all that stuff, or I could just leave now. It's 9. I'll be home by midnight. My
Your
time.
woman should really appreciate
But
you on this because you choose
I mean-
her a lot on that.
Yeah,
I mean, isn't the best thing with 40K the Saturday night?
that's what.
Well,
And
he
I,
did hang out.
and
He
I got-
hung out with us
I
on
experienced the Saturday night
and then just
perfectly.
bailed after that.
And then I just bailed right after we ate. Me
Uh-huh.
and Brad had beers, and we had some sushi. We hung out, we chit chatted, and then I just took off right after that. And I got home, and then the whole drive home, I was like, "Why did I leave? I should have stayed. This drive sucks. This is boring.
I
I'm
kept
about to fall
telling you
asleep.
that.
You know, like it was bad. The whole drive back was bad. And then when I got home, I was like, "Oh, thank God I'm home." Got in the shower, went into my bed, my big ass Tempur-Pedic king, got all comfy. Like woke up the next day and realized I wasn't in Ohio. I felt like I won the lottery. I was like the happiest human being on face of the earth. I was so excited. So
That happens to all the other 7 billion people in the world that doesn't live in Ohio, I guess, every day. But
yeah,
Oh,
it was fantastic.
shots fired.
It's fantastic. It was so good. It's like there
We're
is
gonna-
no
Ohio's
landfill of
gonna
New
invade
York
Sweden
City's
now. We
trash.
still have way more people than you do. We have the technology.
But Brad and I played a good game, and then I
We
played
did. We played second. I played the doctor in round 2.
the Dr. Martin Van Nostrand. Kramer doesn't have an accent though, but I needed to take the character my own way.
Very excited about me not knowing a strat that let me get the piss shot out of me on turn 1.
But it didn't matter because you saved all the saves. Daniel, 58 wounds on the aggressors from Sonic Blasters, all damage 2. 58 wounds.
yeah,
And so Brad didn't know that I can reposition the Emperor's Children within my deployment zone. Like I could redeploy them. So Brad put these aggressors out on the left flank, and my Emperor's Children were clearly not in range and far away and hiding behind a ruin. So he was confident putting them there, and then I
And I'm
redeployed them.
setting them up to defend versus the Raptors and some other shit.
Yeah,
so I'm just
exactly.
like, I'm good.
Yeah. So I redeploy the Emperor's Children to kill him, and I get 58 wounds on just Sonic Blasters. This doesn't include the Blastmasters. And Brad loses 2 aggressors total.
3 total. Thank you very much.
No, you made the Feel No Pains. You were like, oh yeah,
No,
6
I lost 3 guys. I brought
Yeah,
Pyros back.
but the other guy were from the Meltagons from the Raptor unit. I didn't kill him with the Sonic Blasters. I killed him with the Meltagons from the
I
Raptors.
popped my save down to the deuce.
Yeah, it was bad. I was like,
Well,
damn.
you just didn't hit me with Blastmasters.
were you in
They
the
should-
light cover, Brad?
No, I just popped the strat.
No, he popped the strat, gave him a 2+, so he had a 2+
Yeah.
save,
The one on that.
and then a 6+ Feel No Pain. But still, 58. Like, and then the
Whatever.
Blastmasters
I
just
was-
shit the
I
bed.
was sitting there in cover. I could have got a 0 up save if I wanted. I just fucked it up, but whatever. I thought about that later. I was like, wait
No,
a
no,
second.
I ignore cover, Brad. You know that. You knew that.
yeah,
You knew
that-
that in the
that
game.
was-
You knew that in the game.
Oh, that was why.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why.
I don't care about cover. You asked that question, and I was like, no, the guns take away cover. So you were like,
I
oh,
was
okay.
thinking about that later. I'm like, man, maybe I was just an idiot.
No.
More of an idiot than I thought.
No. And then the Blastmasters totally screwed up. They didn't do anything. They got like 1 shot each. So it was bad. And then I had to charge them with Raptors, which was even
I
worse.
did spend like 1 million CP round 1.
And
for
how many-
defense.
wait,
That's
and how
between
much
transhuman
CP?
and everything else?
And how much CP did I get you from the Helm of the Third Eye for that game? Do you remember?
I carry the 1 0.
Yeah, never. I never rolled a 5. He spent like 9 CP. He did like 1 million strats. I never rolled a 5, like the whole time. I was like, why do I take this? Like, why is this even in my list? Like, I can't get any CP.
Curse of Jane Chaos, you know. It's the
Yeah. Oh, did I tell you?
subpar.
So, Brad, I told Daniel I was going to crash your event, and Daniel's like giving me some ideas because he really wants you to lose, like I do. And
I appreciate it from
yeah,
both of you.
no
No,
problem.
I love when Brad comes second.
Yeah, second. So and then and that happened, Daniel. So we still got our way.
Yeah.
And I send Carmona's list to Daniel, and Daniel's like, I'm not going to read this because it's chaos, so you're going to lose. And he just stops talking. He's just like, it's just not good. Like, chaos not a good spot. So I was like, no, man, it's really good. And it was a lot of fun. I love the Master of Executioners is the best. Oh, that was Daniel. You should get a listen to this. I tell Brad about the Master of Executioners, and Brad's like,
I completely thought it was a different guy.
Brad literally goes like, I dare you to come after my chaplain on a bike. There's no way you can kill him. He's juicing up, because it's the Salamanders one. And Brad's like rattling all these things off, like why he's going to live. And then I just start talking about the Master of Executioners. And I'm like, no, he's × 2 strength. He's -3. He's D3 damage. Like, does mortal wounds on 6s.
Like, pause there. I completely thought this is a different guy.
Yeah, so. Brad's like, okay, don't bring that guy near me. Never mind.
No, oh, my bad. I thought that was Ted.
Yeah, because in the first game, the Master of Executioners warp timed and beeline straight for a chaplain on a bike, White Scar's chaplain on a bike. And I death hexed him and then charged him with the Master of Execution. And he just literally knocked him into a different dimension.
Did pick up the remnants of the aggressors at the end. However, he did just stand in front of 3 eradicators and did not do very well against them.
Yeah, he didn't do so well there. But at that point,
he did pick up those aggressors.
At that point, I already lost that game. So I was like, all right, whatever. Let's just kill some shit. Have some fun.
The chaplain just sat and golf swung fucking Rubric Marines the entire game.
So it's just one chaplain on a bike fighting 16 Rubric Marines on an objective the whole game. And like didn't kill him until the very last turn.
Yeah, exactly. I killed the bottom of 5. I was like, all right, I'm tired now. I'm going to go home.
You actually even had to bring in the plasma interceptors and charge them in to guarantee killing them. Yeah.
It gave
forever.
Me 0 extra points. It was just bad.
It was just, I think I got in your head. I psychologically tricked you to keep your chaplain away from my army. You were like, this guy can't get near the Master of Executioners because Alan would never let me live this down. So need to stay away.
Well, that's another thing. I mean, I would have got bonus points I would have get negative points for just having that happen.
Somehow. You know what?
Anyway, the winner list makes me super happy because I think it's funny, it's creative, it's really fun to play, it's really horrible to play against, and I love the horses, all the horses, more horses to the people.
It was horses and ponies. Oh my, dude! His opponent. It was funny because like he's just taking the board. I actually like the last round. I'm playing the 5th round. I'm playing Bill Kim, and all of a sudden Tyler just sits next to me on like turn 2. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? He's like, oh, I've been done for like a half hour, man. I'm like, what the fuck is happening in your game?
Because he doesn't care. He just moves, blocks, and takes objectives, and that's it. There's not really much going on.
Well, he was playing the big guy list again, Morty, Magnus,
Still,
everybody.
same thing.
Yeah.
And he went first on Dawn of War deployment, and they went, hey, guys, let me show you what Retributors do. Kaboom! And then he just moved up and killed everybody. And then Nurglings had a bad day versus Death Corp of Krieg horses.
Oh, yeah. They're always going to have a bad day.
Dropping people's elbows on them. By the way, that grenade strat is like horrific.
It's even worse. It's even worse with the engineers.
But they don't have the cool grenade, right?
Only the engineers. No.
Right?
Yeah. Only the engineers
just throw
have the cool
a million of them for a nonsense point unit.
Still 10 D6.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just asking. Yeah.
They're just sky hooking it into them.
So Daniel, you know what was interesting for me? The differential. So 2 things about the differential that I learned. One is you cannot have differential in a bracketed tournament. It doesn't make any sense. It's really stupid because I knew going into the event that, and this is a learning thing. Like, I don't think anyone would have known this beforehand, but like going into the event, I knew that in order for me to be in the first seed, like the top bracket, I would have to not only be undefeated, but I'd also have to have a very high differential, which is what Brad was worried about because after me and Brad played, Brad only won by 2 points. So it was a 22-18 game. So with that being said, Brad was like, man, if I don't crush, like at which he did, he absolutely did crush. But if he doesn't crush his next opponent, he might miss out on bracket number 1, which is what happened to TJ. TJ just won by small amounts. Same thing with Colin, the Harlequin player I played in round 3. He won all 3 games, but by small amounts. And then they missed out on bracket 1.
I totally agree. You shouldn't have differential and brackets together.
Not together.
I was literally channeling my inner Alan for this game.
Sounds right.
I was playing so aggressive compared to the normal.
So yeah. And like what I wanted to add to that, Daniel, is in my game 3, after losing to Brad by just a very, very small amount, I knew that if I win, bracket 2 is still a possibility for me. So I was like, let me go for that, and I can at least get in a game with TJ, you know, and play TJ potentially if I get a big win game 2. And that's why against the Harlequin guy, I'm like, I went kind of all in strategy, like deployed everything, very aggressive still. And I could have won that game easily if I just sat behind Ruins and like took objectives and like took a small win, like 4 points, 6 points. I probably could have did that no problem because he would have had to commit. And the moment he commits, I kill him. So like that could have been like how I play it. But because it was like I have to win big, I just went all out, and then going all out, I ended up losing because number one, because of that stupid 6-inch thing where if you guys like, if anyone who's listening doesn't know, Harlequins have like a special relic 9 inches from a dude. I think everyone knows this.
It's a pivotal role.
Yeah, everyone probably knows this.
Everyone knows about the Shadow Series pivotal role.
I don't know about this thing. You know how bad that is for my army? I have 24-inch.
I'll double up on it. He's got 2 of them if you'd like to.
Dude.
-1.
It was
-1 to wound on infantry.
Yeah.
And -6 to the
yeah, all that stuff, whatever. I don't care about the minuses, but the -6 to hit in a hammer and anvil game where I have nowhere to deploy behind line of sight blocking against a Harlequin army was terrifying because like it just all of my guns are just short because he's so far back. It was terrible. So,
yeah.
But yeah, the differential, you had to win big if you wanted to try to win the event. So I felt bad for Brad too.
I mean, that's sort of I would say the idea with the differential, right? You can't just go 5-0 with 90 with a 2-point swing, you know, small wins. Like armies like Dark Angels I don't think work in a differentiate environment.
They don't try to
they
deny as much.
be in a win-loss environment.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Speak of Dark Angels.
There's pros and cons with everything. There's definitely pros with win-draw loss compared to differential, and it's pros with on the other way around. It's just up to how you want to play it, really.
We finally got the Dark Angels apothecary to actually be like everybody else's apothecary in the new FAQ. 3-inch
He's still
auras.
on bike, though, so he's
Still
better.
boss mode. Don't get me wrong. He's still the best apothecary. He just doesn't have a random 6-inch aura without taking a relic for some reason. And then they made the hunt just once a game. I don't think that's a very big deal in the first place, but I don't know how many people were trying to sling all of their bikes up.
Yeah. I kind of wish I played Tyler's list now. I kind of want to see the ponies in action.
It was nasty, dude. It's got such a huge footprint, dude. It was funny because he walks in with, you know, he's got the frontline gaming, I think it is, the big tray, you know, the super long tray, carrying tray.
Yeah.
And it's literally packed, like base to base. The whole fucking tray is filled up. The footprint of that army is just crazy big.
Yeah, horses are on 40s, right?
It's just they've got the horses. He's got the raiders. He's got the plane. You know, I mean, there's just so many bodies, so many big bases.
Daniel, are horses on 40s? I asked Brad, and I just realized how stupid of a question that was.
You're like, what?
Raiders are on the oval basis. I think the new horses should be on the oval basis as well, but
really?
I think the old ones are on 40s basis.
They are.
So I think 40s basis is fine.
It's fine, but you could put them on the ovals if you wanted to.
I'm not 100% sure about it.
Tyler, what are the bases on?
What are your bases, Tyler? Are they
what
oval or not oval? Yeah, what are the Deathcore Krieg bikes on? Also, someone got some ponies of their own. Someone got 3 ponies of their own. They were some pretty sick ass ponies coming in looking like
unicorns.
Yeah, the unicorns. The unicorns with the colors.
The unicorn attack bikes.
I love Jimmy. Jimmy goes, Alan clearly painted these. That was the best comment. They have a rainbow.
I love the fact that they had a picture. I had rainbow unicorn attack bikes, and the one attack bike had a picture of me riding a unicorn on the unicorn. It was uniception. It was fantastic.
Very meta approach to the game.
I had several favorite army votes.
I liked Alan's banner of excess the most.
It's the best. I showed it to Brittany too.
She was not happy.
She was very happy. She liked it. For those who don't know, I made a banner of excess 416. That's the number of the banner. And then it just had a list of like female names on it. This was like Jennifer, Letitia, Latoya, Latanya. It's kind of like that DMX song. Just had a long list of names. That's for the 416s.
DMX.
Oh man, that was so funny. Daniel, by the way, I made 3 of those. The Terminators had one each, and then the Noise Marines also had one. So
Did you have different names
all,
on all of them?
all different names in all of them, and one of them ended with Brittany, spelled the way Brittany spells it, which is not the way you spell Brittany. So it's funny.
She will stab you for that. I love that. Kurt's like, now that Tyler dumpstered everyone with Death Corp Krieg and showed how god tier they are, can we delete their rules finally? Ooh, speaking of that, let's get some money on the table, because the Dark Eldar book is currently the most current book and has the Reaver Jet bikes back at 10 points, and you use the most current book for the rules.
No.
How many tournaments? I'm playing them at 20, but I'm saying, how many tournaments will we get before it's fixed back to 20?
I think people will just fix it now.
If it wasn't COVID, a lot of them, but now the FAQ will be out in a month, right? So
I don't think the TOs will allow it though.
2 tournaments.
I don't think the TOs will allow it, even though it does come out technically before. I think that the real codex that we're getting now was published and written 6 months ago and has been sitting around waiting to be distributed.
Yeah, the Fieldstar manual should be the actual, the real points.
Yeah,
the original had the Reaver Jet bikes at 10 points, and then the Ministorum Field Manual, whatever the fuck it was, the paint, the points update had the Reavers at 20.
And I guarantee you, the dude at GW.
No, it had them at 10. But then
the manual had him at 20. The manual had him at 20.
Manual had him at 10. Then the manual got an FAQ.
The manual got an FAQ, Brad. The manual got an FAQ. And I guarantee you the dude at GW who they emailed saying, hey, by the way, the book still says 10, so we need to update that right away. I bet you that guy's like, why the bloody hell do we have to do this? We've already said that 20 points. He's just screaming at the wall.
Yes. Britt was sad for me, since she gives me my usual pep talk for tournaments. Don't suck, don't lose.
And I told her at dinner on Saturday that you'd still lose, so it's funny.
That's a happy talk.
Makes me more happy. But yeah, no, I bet you GW just doesn't understand it. Were you at that conference, Brad, where they were talking about army list construction, and the guy from Games Workshop was like, how do you guys do army lists? Well, we use apps. He's like, well, I just use a paper and pen. Why don't you guys use paper and pen?
Because no one's done that in 15 years.
It was totally disconnected to the guy though at GW. He was just like, just use paper and pen. I don't understand what the problem is. You have a book, just write it down.
That was when they didn't understand why I thought it was such a big deal. Stop putting the points everywhere and making you pay points for the shit that comes automatically on the guy that you can't change.
We lost a little bit of that though, to be honest. I don't like going to tournament. Like this tournament I went to, nobody had a list. No offense, Brad, but nobody had a list. Everyone just goes look at the app. And there's nothing to give someone. There's no time taken anymore. And I'm handing out my list and people are like, ooh. And then they're giving it back to me. I'm like, fantastic. You can have it. You can take it. That's the point of this. This is yours now. They're like, oh my God, I get to have this? It's this laminated thematic copy of my army with pictures and stuff and looks really nice. I don't know. No one else does that anymore, I guess. Sad.
You did have some fancy stuff.
It's sad. Yeah, man. It's very expensive paper. It's thick paper.
I'm like Nick Brown when it comes to army lists. I typically write my army list. I knit it down on a napkin and take a photo and put it.
Just hand that.
Nah, man, you gotta turn it.
I'm
You
not gonna lie.
gotta give your
when
opponent
people
something.
post a picture of their army list up to BCP as opposed to actually typing it into BCP.
That's what I did.
Or just copy paste.
That's what I did.
Half the time it just looks like someone took a picture while they were driving a car at the list.
Oh my God, that was my picture. Did you see my picture? It looks like the list.
That's why I asked for you. You were like, you had a list. I'm like, oh, because we talked about it. You're like, oh, here's my list. I'm like, cool, because I have no idea what your list is currently. Because it looked like you threw it on the ground and gave me an aerial view. You put a little arrow. This is where my list is on the ground.
I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. No, but I had lists for everyone at the table.
Oh, your lists were fantastic. You even had your fucking fake persona listed. Also,
Alan, maybe you should put less time into building unicorns and figuring out, going to Goa to find yourself, and more time into playing 40K. Then you would suck less.
Nah, I like sucking more, but being very, very good at sucking. but with style. It's all about sucking with style, Daniel. You gotta have the style part in there.
I love the Carmona Industries on it too.
Oh yeah, powered by Carmona Industries, the bottom right hand corner, copyright infringement. 2021.
It was fantastic.
It was great. I loved it. It's like a little nod, you know. Gotta do your little nods. So it was fun, man. I had a good time. Yeah, no, 100% though, Daniel. Definitely out of practice. The Harlequin game, I think, was the one where I was. Brad came over. He's like, "Bro, you're on tilt. Like, you need to think about what you're doing." He's like, "You played a great game against me. Like, what are you doing in this game?"
Yeah, you played super fantastic against me. You were locked down. You know what I mean? Really, doing everything you could, angles, like blockouts and everything. Just playing a very tactical game. And I'm watching you play this dude, and you're just like staring, like fucking 1,000 fucking yards stare out into nowhere. I'm like, he's not paying any attention to this. Like, you're just like,
yeah, I had no idea what he was rolling half the time. I mean, he was a great player though, so he knew what he was doing for sure. I was just kind of like dozed off thinking about other stuff. I don't know what I was thinking.
Harlequins, it's also typically a codex you have to know to play well against because they break all the rules.
I know all their rules. I knew everything that he did except for the -6 thing. I just didn't know that. And against my army with 24-inch shooting in Hammer and Anvil, it's really bad. Like, I'm really, really far away from him. He deployed, Daniel, like ETC style. He put all of his bikes on the very last inch of the board and then surrounded it with his vehicles with fusion guns inside the vehicles. So I couldn't get to any of his dudes with Raptors in the first turn. Like, I just couldn't make it there. It was too far away. And then I couldn't like shoot anything because it's -6 to all my guns. So Blastmasters were the only things that can really fire, and those sucked for me the entire time, actually, to be honest. But yeah, it was bad.
Shoot in the air like you just don't care.
With -1 to hit and -1 to wound and 4 up invo, it's hard to do anything.
Yeah.
relevant.
Oh yeah. And by the way, he hit a lot of invos early game. Like early game, his dice were good. Like, he was good in early game. And then also, like, even like from the Terminator perspective. So I have 2 Terminator units. One is completely gone because it's Meltaguns. So -6 inches is done. Like, can't shoot anything because you're 9 away.
And the other ones can't rapid fire.
And the other one can't rapid fire. So that one's also screwed, right? And then of course I was like, I need 2 damage on this one that can't rapid fire because I need to guarantee I kill some things. So I'm like, I'm going to overcharge.
You're burning up on 2s.
So I overcharged that unit, and then I killed literally 6 guys in the squad. They all died. So it's like, all right, whatever. Like, there's nothing I can do. Like, it is what it is. Like, I had to kill something with the damn thing.
Yeah.
So it was bad.
All of the stuffs.
Yeah, it was bad. Bad game. And it was the mission also where the objectives were like very difficult to get to. Like, they weren't easy, like for me or for him. Well, for him, everything's easy because he can get anywhere he wants. But for me, the objectives were kind of hard. They were spread out a lot. So it was difficult.
I'm not going to lie. After playing the tournament, I am looking forward to playing some Dark Eldar because I love my Sallies, but man, they're not super fast. They're not super fast. A lot of dancing.
It seems so fun. I'm 3 games deep. Super interesting codex.
Lots of builds.
So many choices. Everything seems viable. Every single pick in the entire codex seems like a good pick.
Yeah, there's so many things.
Are you gonna do a 4+ tournament? You know what that is?
4+ tournament.
Yeah, you make your army list.
roll 4+
You
on
make
the
your army
codex.
list before the tournament. You just go 4+ that's in, and you roll it. If it's not a 4+, it's not in. You just keep going.
I'm a little bit short on wishes, so
You build your whole
if
army.
we take away the wish stuff, like the wishes and the succubus, maybe I can go that way. It's nice. It's a really strong, solid codex.
Yeah, there's tons of options for it too. That's the thing I like about it. It's just it's super fast, and that's the thing is there's multiple times in the tournament. I had a good time with my Sallies. They played really well, but there was multiple times where I wish I could have basically deployed and moved just defensively with that speed. You can deploy your Dark Eldar so defensively, and it doesn't matter because you're so fast. You can just zoom from wherever you are.
So what are you playing? Are you playing Dark Eldar then for the Motor City, Brad?
As long as we get everything shake and baked. Kramer's all excited about it because we're playing the team also there. So he's already like, I'm on board. Let's do Dark Eldar.
Oh,
So
well, that's good. So but you still need a Dark Eldar army from me, right?
yeah.
Okay, I gotta make. I
Well,
want to
yeah.
make sure. I want to make sure. So yeah, you haven't sent me anything yet, so I need to know what you need to be
I
built.
was thinking about it. I took a day of. I got to get my chi back together.
That-
I had to
that-
get my.
I
my
sent you 3 lists. You can start building from that. But you probably, if you want to be better, you should probably put a wish cult in there.
I've got 2. Right now I've been running triple patrol, double witch cult, and either a cabal or a coven as my last patrol. I've been back and forth on it.
Yeah.
But I think the witch cults are just so good. The succubus is for 60 points and
Yeah.
souped up with warlord traits and
Yeah.
relics. Just do work.
Yeah.
They can trade up so ridiculously.
That's why I'm not bringing them.
That's why I'm not like those seem too good.
Daniel-
Yeah, no, I want to find my own.
I like Daniel. Daniel's like, I can't play chaos because they're terrible, but I can't play the best thing because it's too good. I got to play something right underneath the best thing. It's my
Oh,
own.
I want to find my own flair.
The
You know, I want
first
to
list
figure
was
out my
too
own.
hot. The second list was too
No,
cold.
I got you. I got you. I got you.
I want to go to Atlantic City. I won't go to Dallas, especially after I saw the those picks. I think they're hopefully doing some adjustments to that, but yeah, I do not want to play on wide open boards.
Planet Bowling Ball.
Not your friend.
Bring
Just
Tao. Bring Smash Egg on Orcs and enjoy.
Smashing good orcs, but it's still so boring.
So I saw
wanna
the
play
terrain
fast
before
anyway,
I came.
so.
Here's my orc army. That's actually Tau army. It's 18.
Dallas Open
smash
claims they
events.
fixed the terrain layouts. They had just wide open boards, man. We looked at those. We were looking at those pics that they posted up, and they were like, "Okay, corral, woo!" You're like, "I'm gonna bring some guns." You're like, "What are you hiding in front of? This stop sign. I can still see you." No, you can't.
No, not
I
if I'm
choose
within
to
3 inches.
disbelieve that you can see me.
Yeah, I think also, were you playing, Brad, with the terrain at the Glass City when they had windows in the terrain, the obscuring ones, the ruin walls? Were you shooting through windows there or no?
Through the ruined walls or the ruins? Which ones?
There was 3 ruins that were obscuring, and then some of them had like first floors that were blocked, like someone went in and put like plastic card, and then some of the windows were actually open.
Well,
So
mean,
I
it's
know
training.
if
It
you're
doesn't-
underneath the second
if
floor.
you're in the ruin, you can shoot through the holes. Yes.
But how do you
if
define
you're
in the ruin? Is it imaginary
Underneath
line?
the shadow of the first floor.
Okay, underneath shadow of the first floor. Okay, got it. So I wonder if everyone's doing
I
that.
mean, if you read the rules, it's actually if it's an area terrain and it has a base. But yeah,
Yeah, but the thing is like most people don't have again, the GW doesn't make bases.
So this is the
for
problem,
wide-
Daniel.
or
This
think
is the
with
problem.
bases. So
There was a bunch of
lot
people doing it
put the
different.
ruin,
Sucked.
all the old ruins have big bases just for basically storing. It doesn't count for anything else, basically. It's for, I need to put it in this giant bin and it sits better that way. That's why people put them on. But GW ruins have ruins for not having a base on them.
but then I mean, I'm not. According to the rules, if it doesn't have a base, it should be a ruined wall, right?
No,
Because
everything
it's-
has a
because-
base. So everything has a base.
So if you're
And it's
inside,
very
of it,
confusing,
you're
so
basically- it's the easiest way.
No,
so
it's
many
actually-
people
it's-
adopted
it was actually-
WTC's adopted it. Most
Yeah,
people,
But it was
I mean, Gary
terrible.
already
It was
did
terrible at
his
the event,
share.
man. People had everyone had their own ideas, and I'm trying to like tell them like, you know what, man, I don't care. I'll play it however you want to play. Let's just play it one way.
I just
But, like,
literally
Dan- but
grabbed the
Daniel-
the only terrain basically pamphlet for rules right now is WTC. Yeah, I mean a full.
I just want to explain it
Fact.
to Daniel real quick. Daniel,
That's
there
what
was
I did.
bases of wood, like a square piece of wood with a ruin on it. And there was a lip around that ruin, right? So there's excess base on all sides of the ruin. The ruin's in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So the TO Snigs did a really good job of announcing in the beginning of the event, ignore the base. You're just playing the ruin walls, and you're considered inside of the ruin
I'm
wall.
saying ruin walls.
Well, I'm saying it literally, not like the word in the rules. Like physically the wall of the ruin. He's saying if you're inside of it and underneath a level, so you're blocked by the shadow of the first floor or second floor, whatever the floor is, then you're considered inside of the ruin and you can be shot at, even though the ruin is obscuring. You're inside and can be shot at. If you're not underneath the second floor or the first floor, right? If you're not underneath the shadow, but you're within the walls, right? And on the base, then you're basically obscured. You can't be shot there as long as the person's drawing line of sight through the actual physical wall. So that's kind of how they ruled it. But then we had people saying like, well, if the building is like, for example, a U, complete the two walls that are not connected, like draw an imaginary line between them. And that dictates if you're inside or not inside, right? And that's a totally different way of doing it. It's not first floor. So it's very confusing.
I agree with Rich on this. I have no idea why people had so much hard of a concept grasping the shadow concept.
I don't know either.
I just use the WTC terrain pamphlet basically. Again, it's the only one out, and Daniel has just gotten so small.
I know he's
so tiny, Daniel. You just got Beetlejuice dust.
He's Beetlejuicing. He's Beetlejuicing right now.
Exactly.
What it is, homie.
Should have tried to take that guy's fucking number, man. Should have taken his number.
Daniel, go in your basement and tell your internet person to keep riding the bike. He's slowing down. He's taking a break.
That damn Swedish internet.
I kind of like how tiny he is right now. His physical name tag is bigger than his whole screen. It just makes me laugh. I love it.
He looks like he's trying to look in and see what we're doing. Hey guys, what's going on in
It's
here?
like, hey, what are you guys talking about? I want to be a part of the chat. So yeah, it was
all of the things, all of the stuff.
It was.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Faster Armies. Got Motor City coming up. Probably have Atlantic City coming up. Hopefully, I'm on the wait list apparently for Gary's event.
Oh, you're in the wait list for
I'd like
Gary's
to be there
event.
in June.
I was gonna say it might be hard to come to the Chicago thing and the Motor City one, or not the Motor City one. Sorry, the Atlantic City one. I think they're like back to back, potentially. I don't know.
I thought they were 2 different months. Maybe they're not. I have no idea when anything is. To be honest, to be fair.
How was the terrain at Snig's place? Was it okay?
Yeah,
We used more. We could have used. It was the stuff we had was nice. We had some.
Yeah.
Used some of the tables had all the newer stuff we've made over the years. When I say we, I mean him. I just take half credit for it. But no, he has a lot of new terrain. To get all the tables, we used some of the old school terrain, and some of those were a little bit meh. I think we should have a little bit more moving forward. Just from my personal.
I think they're 2 pieces of terrain light, 2 small pieces light, or 1 main ruin piece light, and then 1 small piece light. Something.
It's
like
either that or just change the layout per the mission. That would help a lot too.
Yeah, I mean that would help too, but I think just 2 more pieces in general would have been nicer.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I think
like the ruined walls when you played like Hammer were non-existent because of the fact that they were turned this way. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah,
So,
I had the Hammer mission number 3. There was nowhere for me to hide because it was 8 inches in and 8
they were
inches in.
sideways. But
Yeah.
it would have felt like we had tons of terrain if you would have just, if they were basically changed per the mission set, you know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah, and I think Snigs meant for that to happen. It just didn't happen. So I
Right.
think he wanted that to happen because I told him that later.
They would have been fine. It's just that
Yeah.
a couple of them just didn't have anything because of where we were with that.
Yeah, but overall though, it was really good. Like the
Everything ran
walls,
well.
the ruined walls were really tall, and like they were usually in your deployment zone. So I had places to hide in game 1 and game 2 for sure. And so did my opponent in both of those games as well. Like Brad hid most of his army behind a wall in the corner for 3 full turns.
Yep.
Until like Chaos started dying, which Chaos tends to die pretty easy. Then he came out.
My Salamander tactics, because everybody in Salamanders is actually an elf in disguise, because I still play them like elves. Hide, counter-strike, come out eventually.
Yeah.
My bold battle cry of not in the face. Not in the face.
Yeah, so overall it was good. I think the missions were pretty good too. Like the pick of I think they were very diverse. So he picked a good.
We had another diverse.
Five
I was
missions.
looking over the two big tournaments that happened were the Glass City happened and then the Brisbane Open happened. Both were majors, and both had so much diversity in the top 10. It was really nice. As far as like. We talk a lot about that, just being able to face different things. I mean, I didn't face any different things. I played 4 straight Chaos, but everybody else got to play a lot of different stuff. So it was nice seeing that. I mean, and the thing is that we talk about it, man. If you were trying to tech your army out for any one particular thing, you're just gonna get fucked because there's too many different things that are viable right now.
How the list you lost to with.
They're just big guys, all big guys all the time.
Yeah,
but
and
how is
plus
that
Dawn of War. Plus Dawn of War
What's
too.
that?
How
It
is
was
that?
Dawn of War. Say again.
How is that a legal list? Doesn't Mortarion have to be the warlord?
Well, he's got Magnus in the Supreme Command,
Don't
which
care.
basically makes him
Yeah.
supposed to be the warlord.
Yeah,
but then
but
they
Magnus have to be the warlord, right?
But then Mortarion also says in his data sheet that he has to be the warlord. So
Yeah.
they just said that they could just choose.
Okay.
So it's
Who
just kind
said
of
that?
weird.
The tournament organizer, sir.
Well, it's just both of them say that, so it's just an odd ruling. GW needs to come out with an FAQ because I mean, to be fair, whoever's in the Supreme Command detachment should be the warlord. That's just it.
Yeah,
literally
but
says
I
that.
mean, if someone says it has to be the warlord on the data sheet, then you need to put him in the Supreme Command, right? You can't just put him.
Daniel's
Well, he couldn't go in the Supreme Command. because
Daniel's
it would be
origin
illegal.
Daniel's perspective right now is you can't take that list at all because it contradicts itself and therefore is illegal by definition. That's his
Correct.
point, right?
We also have the
that's what he's
argument
trying
of
to
whether
say.
you can use Mortari's contagion.
No, but
res-
I
it's not
mean,
Death Guard.
I mean, that's like saying, like, yeah, you have to have this guy as warlord if you want to run this army. So I don't put him in the Supreme Command. So now I can have whoever I want as warlord. That's not the rules. It clearly states he has to be the warlord.
Yeah, no, I
Yes.
would agree with you, Daniel. Yeah, it's probably it might be an illegal list.
And surpass the overall rules. So
I would agree.
I think that's an illegal list.
I would agree. I would agree that it would be it is an illegal list, rules as written. So I would
To be
agree.
fair,
I mean, it doesn't matter that much because I don't think you lose that much changing position between Mortarion and Magnus, between the auxiliary and the.
well, yeah,
Supreme-
it'd be weird because the way you have to do it then, because I don't think he can be in that Supreme Command because they don't take any Death Guard, so he couldn't be in
Correct.
the Supreme Command with.
No.
Yeah.
So it's not even possible.
Straight up an
Yeah.
illegal list, actually.
Right.
Yep.
It's just you couldn't fit it together if that was the rule at all.
No.
Yep.
So
Well, good
there's a
thing
lot to be
that
said.
guy didn't win the
I
tournament.
mean, I'm sure someone is screaming, someone is wrong on the internet right now, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's an illegal list.
There's
Straight-
several things that they have to do in an FAQ in there. It's just we just
No,
spend a lot of time
actually
arguing.
think that Daniel makes a really good point. That might not be something that gets fixed in an FAQ. That might be the the intention of the army.
I mean,
Like these
it
are
is this way,
commanders.
right? If
These
you're
are commanders.
So if you read an agreement, it's stated what surpass what, right? And the one that is on top surpasses the other ones below. And the way they've built the rule set is that codexes surpass rules, right? And the latest release surpasses old ones. So right now, river bikes are 10 points.
Yeah, but because Mortarion's
so you
data slate says he needs to be warlord, you can't.
And he's in the codex, which surpass that the Supreme Command. You have to put your warlord there. You can't just put an arbitrary warlord in a Supreme
Correct.
Command.
Yeah, because you're breaking his rules. Yeah, you're breaking his rules. At that point, he doesn't move. He doesn't have a movement value or
My
anything.
point of view, it's just illegal list. It doesn't matter, but
I love how
just-
passive aggressive he is. I mean, you just everything is invalid. So I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But your existence as a human is no longer valid. So
it's not legal to
it's-
play with.
yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. You're just a fucking cheater and a dirty person, and I hate you. It's not a big deal, though. I mean, it's just you're just terrible, and you don't.
And
You
so much
shouldn't
passive-aggressive
exist.
is now
You know.
thrown out. Love everything about it.
Got it, Daniel. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your synopsis of the day. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you. Come back next week, please. Thank you.
But all the stuffs. But yeah, we had a lot of
I'm
different
watching that guy from now on the BCP app. No.
yeah, between the two tournaments though, we still had so much stuff. I really think that I don't know. It's a really tough game to take care of. I don't know what you're going to do with Tyler. Tyler's list is really nasty.
You charge it with
No, where's
raptors
the
and it
sounds?
dies. Just charge it all with raptors. Everything dies. Just kill it all.
Super doesn't die.
Murder everything. Noise
You-
marines.
You
feel
really
like-
need to play a game, Alan.
Noise marines. Kill it with noise marines.
Nothing to come with against that list.
It has so many. It's got layers. It's like Shrek. It's got layers. It's like an onion.
Like an onion.
There's nowhere to deep the entire game.
Yeah.
You're just like in your deployment zone the entire
Yeah.
game.
You could
Dude,
literally table him
you're
and
gonna
still
die.
lose by like 30 points.
Yeah,
You're like
you're gonna
I didn't
die.
get to move.
Yeah.
You're like just murdering. You're just throwing ponies and shit in a wood chipper and just going, I've now killed 600 wounds of his army.
I don't know
should
how
be
he
winning now, right?
I don't know how he played it. How did he play it, Brad? Did you watch one of his games? Does he move before the game with the ponies?
He can scooch up. The thing is,
He
the Raiders can
out
fall
the
back.
Raiders, of course, and then put out the planes. He can
Well,
move
he's got
lots
the
of
two
the
planes.
planes.
He's got so yeah. He can move.
He can move a second or even a third wave with a big ass units of 10 of Death Corps, and he can shoot Meltas all game on 36 inches, and it's just no fun to play against.
I like Daniel so much. He's just moving everything and shooting Meltas. Oh, that's so good.
Super fun to play, though. I love the list. It's exactly what I want to play every day. And now when the WTC is cancelled, it's exactly what I'm going to play. Because I can take Sisters and Admech and whatever I want to play.
You're like, fuck everyone. I take every faction. Go screw yourself.
That's funny.
I take all of the books.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just it was really crazily impressive. It looks good on paper, but when you see it on the board, it's so fucking big of an army. You know what I mean? It's just the footprint of it is just ridiculous. You just push up and you just take everything and just get in the way. And then obviously you've got plays after that, but it's just there's so many move blocking possibilities with the planes, the ponies, the fucking raiders. And then you just have 3 units of fucking stupid retributors just going, oh yeah, we're still sisters. We have miracle dice. You're about to take a shit ton of damage when we hit you.
I'm going to make that one a 6, and I'm going to make that one a 6.
Like, so remember that time I hit your big guy out in the open? Yeah, he's not going to be super cool about this.
Yeah, man,
So,
I kind of wish I played Tyler now. Damn it. Got to be better. I have to be better at 40K so I can play better people. It's my new goal. Be better.
I mean, tip is to play more 40K.
Pro tip?
Nah, not doing that. I never needed to do that in the past. I don't need to do that now. That's for rookies.
Rookies. You used to go to so many tournaments that's literally how you were getting your practice.
That's
games.
true.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
you got
true.
5 games every week because you always went to
I was
tournaments.
going to say
That's
you were
true.
going to an insanity amount of tournaments.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, no, Daniel, I made so many mistakes.
Everything's a test.
Every
game now.
Everything is a test game now. Yeah, no, there was a time when, that was true. Actually, you go to a tournament like 3 tournaments a month every month for 2 years.
You're
like,
I don't need to play test games. You're like, yeah, because you don't have any time for test games because you're always in a goddamn tournament.
Yeah, and then I walk around and I'm like, why are all these people playing these test games? I don't understand. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, who needs a test game? Like, I show up to the tournament and I'm like, oh, rapid fire plasmas are not at 24 just because they're Terminators. That's only bolters. My bad.
That's a good question, guys. What do you? I'm going to put it out to the two of you right now. Rich was playing Necrons at Glass City, but he's debating for going to the Motor City whether he should play his Necrons or he should jump on his Orcs. What are you guys' thoughts for
Necrons? Stay on Necrons. Don't go to Orcs. Orcs makes you sad.
Orcs make you sad?
You only go to Orcs if you're going to Atlantic City and they don't have any terrain, because then you can bring 18 smasher guns, and then Orcs makes you happy.
No, that's not Atlantic City. That's Dallas. But Atlantic City is run by Reese and Frankie and those guys, so it's gonna have really good terrain.
People terrain.
Very corporate 40K terrain, please. Thank you.
Corporate 40K terrain.
Well, they sell terrain. They're terrain selling. That's one of the things.
No, but I mean, Orcs is a shooty army, and it's not the best one.
Yeah, but like I don't know, like
Brad, ask him for the lists. Tell him to put the lists in the comments. We can give feedback on the exact lists and then like what his intent is.
I'm looking at I like Death Dreads, 3 Kaptas, multiple commandos, plus a bunch of boys. I mean, like there's just options to just play the mission really hard for Orcs right now.
Well, okay, so what Brad's saying there is you can go with Engage, and Death Copters make that easy. Death Dread can come from reserves, charge 3d6, do mortal wounds, second charge, then do a million attacks with kill saws. So the Death Dread's really, really good. One of the buggies.
Scramblers.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, dude. Honestly,
you can play boys like
Daniel. Listen to how funny this is.
Ready? We're gonna look over his list. I forgot that he.
Wait. 1 sec though.
I was kind of a dumpster fire.
Okay, well you have lists now. 1 sec though, Daniel. How funny is this? After making fun of Brad about scramblers, if I took scramblers against Brad in our game, we would have been an exact draw. Like, Brad would have won the game technically on paper by 4 points because he won by 14 technically. But then when we do the divisions and the differential, it would have been 20-20 because it would have been divided by 5. It would be less than 1 point. It would have been hilarious if I took scramblers. I didn't.
Shouldn't have put those scramblers down, yo.
I took the stupidest thing ever, which was grind him down, like kill more than Brad kills. No, don't ever take that against salamanders. This is the dumbest shit I ever saw in my life.
I also went
It's terrible.
second, so
It's terrible. Well, I take that before knowing if I go second.
I know, but I'm just saying that
Yeah.
once grind's out there, you're like,
Oh,
what's
it's so
for
bad.
Grind
It was so bad.
going first.
So
And
bad.
like, how much did you kill? Okay, give me a moment. So, you ready for this?
Yeah, go.
We got some Death Skulls, War Boss, Attack Squig, Weird Boy, 2 units of boys, all the boys, 3 units of 10 Gretchen, 2 units of Commandos, Def Dread, 2 Def Dreads. Is that 2 Def Dreads? Yeah, it's 2 Def Dreads.
Does he have the double work on them or the
Say again?
KFF or something? Does he have the double work ability on them? The extra 8-inch work on the Def Dread or? No, that's
He's
the
got-
Mega Dread. Sorry, no, that's the Mega
You're
Dread.
thinking
Sorry, he's
something
just got
else.
The double claws on them.
That was Mega Dread. Sorry.
And then Death Skulls, War Boss on War Trike, 3 Def Coptas, 3 Scrap Jets, 2
What?
Shocked Up. Is that 2 or 3 Shock Jump Dragstas, and 10 Storm Boys. And we still have 5 points left over if we need a squig.
I think it's trying to do too much. That's my first opinion. It's got a lot of like, it's like an MSU orc army, but too much MSU.
See, I don't think I think that MSU is the way to go with orcs to play the mission for sure.
And all that stuff's really squishy for the most part. I don't know. You need someone to take center. I don't know. I didn't hear. Was there something there that I missed? How many boys is it total?
He's got 60 boys.
Is there any mega? No, 60 boys is 32 small. Does he have mega knobs?
He does not have mega knobs. He's basically got scrap jets and
Yeah,
dragstas.
I think you need 90 boys. I don't know. I
He's
feel
got 550 points in scrap jets and dragstas.
yeah, I think that's a lot. I like the one shock jump buggy, or even 2 maybe, but like 1 is really like my gold spot because you can use all the strats with them. And then a lot of boys. What's the Necron list?
I don't know what his Necron list is. Rich, send me your Necron list real quick, and I'll read it out. I tell you the truth, I think I would just put more. I think there's a lot of points in scrap jets and dragstas. I might take out the scrap jets and just get more other stuff. I just think that's where the orc strength is myself. I do like the MSU
Yeah,
style.
well, you can get obsec on vehicles, right? So it's only an infantry, so you're missing out a little bit on the Death Skull bonuses.
Exactly.
Yeah, mega
And I
knobs
think that
mega knobs are key there.
Yeah, I think that if you had, instead of the scrap jets, if you had some megadons and you had just more bodies, basically, I
Kill
would
saws.
be way happier with this.
Kill saws are damage 4. They're very good against Death Guard.
No, they're damage 3 if you pimp them.
Yeah, damage 3. That's what I meant. Sorry, my bad. Very good against
So the,
like the 3 wound.
You ready for the
Marines.
Necrons?
They're negative 4
Yeah.
ren though. Negative 4 ren. That's what I was thinking. So you don't get
Necrons
safe.
are basically expansionist, conquerors, standard.
standard,
I mean, move
standard.
before the game, everything's OPSEC. CCB, Chronomancer with the Veil. Another Chronomancer. They're both rocking lances because those are awesome. 5-man unit of Immortals, 2 20-man units of Warriors, Nightbringer, 6
I feel like we
Scarabs.
heard these lists before. Go ahead, keep going.
Ghost Ark, and then he's bringing the Silent King.
Yeah, this is that Nightbringer Silent King army we heard last time, right?
Yeah, I still don't like having the 2 big guys in there.
Yeah, I know. You know what I do like though, and I've been looking into it, is a Night Scythe like Praetorian kind of first turn delivery kind of thing, which
yeah,
you
but you
could
want to
do.
do them with shield and board instead.
Shield and board for sure, yeah.
It's more important.
The 2-up, 4-up's a big deal.
Yeah.
But I just, if I'm going to bring the Silent King, I might just lean into all the guys with it. I actually prefer 50 warriors, put 10 of them in the Ghost Ark. The Ghost Ark's surprisingly durable. That thing's
very good.
really good.
It's very good. Yeah, no, but I think the expansionary movers thing, the move before game, the Necron Flyer can leave the board. So you can put a
Yep.
Necron Flyer out, and then if you go first, right, and you get to know who goes
Yeah,
first
but does
before
the
you do
Flyer
that.
have Dynastic on that? I don't think he can use it.
Yeah, he
The
can use it.
transport.
Yeah.
I'd have to
yeah.
look at that. I don't know.
Yeah, he can, 100%. 100%. The flyer can move before the game, and it's a regular move, so he can move off the board if you don't go first, which is really, really strong.
No, the move before the game is a 6-inch move.
No, it's just a normal move.
No, it's a 6-inch move. But
6-inch move, for sure.
Yeah, that means you can move off the board.
Yeah.
No problem. You just need to touch the edge of the board.
Exactly. Yeah. It acts as a normal move, is what I meant. So like they can move off the board. Yeah. And
I'm just looking at this. I just don't like the Silent King in this particular build. I don't think you're leaning into the Silent King.
Hammered that.
I don't really understand that everything is obsec when the only thing that actually gets obsec in that list is like
obsec things.
6.
Yeah. I mean, you could just get 450 points of other shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would take that. I mean, you could just have more, just more.
I think we went through this the last time.
Yeah.
No Silent King, maybe a cheaper Satan because you can put the Entropic Strike on any Satan anyway. That way you free up almost 600 points. You put that into more Scarabs, more Raids, more bodies that actually get the obsec rule.
Yeah, I'm looking at this Orc army, and I just feel it has so much more play, though. If we took out the Scrapjets and put in 330 points of Mega Knobs and just other boys,
I would take out the 10 Storm Boys too. You don't need 10 Storm Boys. Commandos are fine.
I'm just saying, like,
I'd rather have 5 Storm Boys if I'm only playing the mission anyway.
Yeah, I think he already has Commandos and Death Copters, so he's already got Engage taken care of. He doesn't. I don't think he needs more.
Yeah, he's got 2 units.
He's got 2 units of Commandos. I remember.
Okay,
he's literally can play. He can play like Banner super well. He can play Engage super well. He can play Scramblers really well. You know, I mean, this plays secondaries very well. I would just like to have a couple more things in here.
I've been thinking with the way terrain typically looks now with the ruins and everything. If you want to play Death Skull, this is not a fact. I haven't tried this at all. It's just an idea. Shouldn't you just put a lot of small arbitrary like Commandos, Storm Boys units, crap that playing secondaries and screening off the table, pushing out the table, and then you just put like, I don't know, 30 Mega Knobs in the center fortress that can't be shot, and no one can move close to them because you kill them.
I mean, you could just start. That's what I'm saying, though. If you took out the Scrapjets and basically, if you took the Scrapjets, that's the only thing I would really need to change in this, because I would get a bunch of Mega Knobs with that, and then you just have more dudes.
You get like 9 Mega Knobs for that.
I mean, it's a full squad. You know what I mean? I'd love to see that in this list.
I would love to see maybe 27. You know.
Yeah, but it's a completely different list at that point in time. You know what I mean? This is really playing the mission.
Hey, Brad, what's the Motor City terrain look like? Do we know? Because I have 18 Smasher guns now, so.
They've got a decent amount of terrain. They put a lot of money into terrain, so I think that we're going to see heavy, at least medium boards and everything.
Damn it!
So much unlike Snigs, they don't have mats then, or did the money?
I love Daniel. Brad can't react because he has to stay very mellow tone the whole time. Oh, you're brutal, bro.
Talking shit. No, we had all the new mats. We had all new mats.
It was nice, bro.
Yeah,
I liked it. I'm excited for next year.
Tyler's saying Tyler goes, I might drop the bombers for 3 units of Sulfur Hounds for the -1 strength and toughness. And more ponies.
I'm loving it.
More? Did he say more ponies? More ponies.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Just,
hey, Tyler, what are your bases? What are your Deathcore Creek bases on? What are those guys based on? 40s?
I think he said that. I think they said they were 40s.
Oh, okay. You missed it. You didn't tell me. You're supposed to be in charge of the chat.
I was. I'm looking at these lists too.
You can put the Sulfur Hounds in detachment of what's the not Canticle. What's the clan? Whatever it's called. That has -1 to hit, because then you can pre-game move them with a stratagem as well, so you can scout out.
So but you want to put some stuff in Graia just so you can get denies and shit like that too.
Well, he could put. Oh,
I mean, he already has the Sisters 4-up deny though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
No, I like the force it though.
I like more pregame move though.
Sulfur Hounds up and still have more deny there. You know what I mean? You could really force the hand of your opponent.
No, you can't pregame move Sulfur Hounds up if they're Graia.
Correct.
No, I'm just saying that like once you move up, you know what I mean? You start to really challenge that.
I think
yeah,
more.
I know you have the sisters there for the deny. I was just debating on what else you could do there.
Yeah, I think more pregame move would be interesting, and then he could take some of the DKK horses and put them in reserves. Because I know he was saying at dinner that he wasn't even doing that a lot, or at all.
I think you just used, but the two strats are different strats, so you could literally just go, all right, I'm going to deny this in a 4-up. No, it didn't. All right, I'm going to try to deny it again on a 4-up with a different strat.
What psychic part does the list even care about?
I don't even know.
Because like his whole army just doesn't care about dying. It's just like, hey, you're going to kill me, sure, but I'm going to win the game by then, so it's cool.
It would be super irritating to have the Sulfur Hounds giving out the -1 strength and toughness aura.
No, nobody puts
nobody
puts baby in a corner.
And it would be dumb for this.
Daniel,
then you get hit with even more grenades.
Daniel, you have to play with this list or a similar list with all the ponies, and then just like get a T-shirt that says "Nobody puts baby in the corner," and then you just constantly just shove your opponent in the corner the whole game as you take all the objectives.
I'm still looking at this orcs, man. I'm still like more on board with orcs than I am with Necrons, or at least not Necrons.
The Necron list is better.
Yeah, I don't like the Necron list that much either. I think you need to. There's like 600 points that should be readjusted.
Yeah, but if you readjust, so readjusting the Necron army is going to be better than readjusting the Orc army at the end.
Yeah, but your orcs makes not your opponent sad, it makes yourself sad, I think. So, I mean, you should always move towards making your opponent sad. You should be more like Tyler and less like Alan's chaos.
Yeah, that's no. I wasn't sad. I was happy.
Sad.
Screw you. My list made no one sad. I was happy because it was a fun army, and my opponent was happy because it died real easy and it was easy to beat. Yeah. So screw you.
Ramona Industries is upset at you for saying these kind of things. I actually think your army had a piss ton of tricks.
It did, right? Didn't you like it? It was cool.
Fucking Jesus,
when I played against Colin in the Harlequins thing, I'm like, I'm gonna pay 1 CP so I can do Death of the False Emperor. And he's like, I'm a Harlequin. I don't care about the Emperor. I'm like, you do now, bitch, because World Eaters said so. so the World Eaters make it.
That you were actually Imperial Swine.
Yeah, they make it happen, right? And then it triggers on 5s for me, which was awesome. So I loved it. I was like, man, this thing has all the tricks. Obviously, I made some mistakes because I played 3 games total, but after I go to 7 tournaments, I'll play it really good.
No test games,
But unfortunately, you have ADD, so you're gonna change the list to the next one.
I've never played the same list at 2 consecutive tournaments ever.
Let's also talk about the fact that I need to know what different character you're gonna show up in the next tournament with.
Oh, I already registered with a different character's name, and since you already know I'm going to the tournament, my name is Rex Birkingham.
Rex Birkingham. What is? I need to know a little bit more.
Who is this Rex Birkingham?
You guys can look it up. Rex Birkingham.
I already have. I'm literally going to Rex Birkingham. Is it Birkingham or Birmingham?
No, it's Buckingham actually. Buckingham. I'll tell you the honest truth. Buckingham. Rex Buckingham.
From Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah. I'm a British secret agent, ballistics expert, and ladies man.
That sounds familiar, and I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So
yeah, and I signed up for another event too in June, the Chicago one. But I'm bringing back the old tried and true Steven Glansberg. Gary messaged me, and Gary's like, "Hey, are you registering for my event?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm already registered." He's like, "No, you're not." I'm like, "Yeah, I am. I'm Steven Glansberg." He's like, "Oh, that's you? Yeah, it's me."
I just love that each and every tournament has a different thing. I do love the fact that I think that Steven Glansberg has when he starts winning awards at ITC, it's going to be hilarious.
No one will ever win an award because I'll always change names. So I'll only have all of the names once every year. So like it's impossible to win an award. But then I'll just have like all these names. I'll take a snapshot of them and I'll be like, hey, look, these are all my characters this year.
You could be the most person award. Could be
the most person award.
I just love that you have exactly Seymour Butts.
No, I actually really liked it, to be honest, because only really you know who I am, Brad. Because so when I'm at the event, like everyone's like, "Hey, Martin, nice to meet you." Hi, nice to meet you too. What do you do? And I'm like, "Oh, I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor." Yeah, no, I did an accent in my first game. Everything. My first game, I did everything. I was like, "Hello, my name is Martin. Nice to meet you."
I did love when Britt shows up at where we were at,
Yeah.
and Alan explains to her and immediately gives her the accent and the full backstory of everything that's gone on in his life.
I'm a professor at Cambridge. I'm also a doctor. And Britt's like, what kind of doctor are you? I'm like, I'm a surgeon.
It's just giving his all of his work history, 40K journey, all of the above. Like, there's a lot going on in
I'm
this
glad
guy.
I'm glad you like it, because I told my wife about it and she was like, why are you such a nerd?
I love that you showed up with fake tattoos.
I still have to wash
Plus,
them off.
The one no one could see. You're on the chest tattoo. You're just showing it off like he had a wild side. He got this chest tattoo.
Yeah, no, they're really hard
That
to
is
clean.
literally a backstory to your backstory.
It's you have to come with layers. You're gonna see. I'm gonna be there as Rex Buckingham, and I'm gonna have layers.
I feel like you're gonna be very deep. And by the end of the year, you're just gonna have like novels about these guys. Like, look, this is the character I'm coming at, and this is the novella that I wrote about him as a secret agent and also plays 40K.
Where's my list? I want to put my list up here. I'm gonna send. I'll send Daniel a picture of it too. One sec.
Oh, that was tasty. All of the goodness, man. All of the goodness, all of the time. That was hilarious in every way, shape, or form, by the way. The fact that he keeps showing up with these, I feel like Alan's going to get lost in the characters. You're like, what happened to Alan? He's no longer Alan. He's been absorbed into the different personas that he plays. He's fucking Bender from fucking...
Look at this sexy ass
Future.
list here.
Do you
Oh,
think
yeah.
Alan's schizophrenia will help our viewer count?
Where did Brad just
his
go?
other personas might count.
Brad, did your Skype just turn off?
My camera, for some reason, just decided to not be focused for a minute.
Why?
I have no idea.
Oh.
But I turned it off and on.
All right. Well, let me see if I can get you back in OBS now. Because you just like.
No, I'm good. I'm right there.
You're
It
gigantic.
just took a while. It took a second to get back into action.
Your audio is
The
gonna,
mode.
your audio is going to be super off right now, but it's probably already off, so I don't really care.
I became big, yo.
Here's my list, Daniel. You can go on our stream to see it. You
Kanye the Giant.
can't see my camera here, but if you go on Facebook, Daniel, you'll see the list. It's really nice, and it's powered. How do I get?
Powered by Carmona Industries. Slightly up. You had it centered for just a second.
Yeah, there you go. You guys saw it. Yeah, it was fun. It's good stuff.
I'm jealous you have tournaments. Super jealous.
Well, you were taunting us for months before this, so we have no sympathy for you.
Yeah,
because
there
you
was
were,
a
like,
period of time where
explaining all about
Sweden
all of
didn't
your
care about it
tournaments.
either. Yeah.
You remember when we weren't allowed to leave the house and you had tournaments? That was that was for a while.
Yeah, Sweden's like herd immunity, and then you guys were like, lock everything down.
Everything in Europe is on fire.
All right, so
I've signed up for the London GT now at least, and for two Swedish tournaments. But
Nice.
one
When
is
is
in
the-
May,
When is the London
and one
GT?
is October. The London GT is in September.
Got it.
yeah, I will
They
not.
just asked me where it is, like Jimmy did before he signed up.
I will not be going to there, but I wish you guys luck, and we'll talk about it next time. So I think we're done for today's episode. Thank you guys for talking to me about things and stuff. I
Dance
appreciate
our
it.
way out.
Always.